Yeah. You ready?
As ever.
I'm telling you why. You can see in their eyes, them boys ain't playing, they ready to ride. Shaking the tunnel, just screaming and yell. If you ain't ready, you get eaten alive. Taking the field with loads of passion, swagging out with the flyest fashions. Cameras out and they steady flashing. Captain's out, we about to get it cracking. Full of crashing in between those lines. You boys, we about to ride. We a band of brothers and we stick together like an army mission when it's wartime. We stacking them W's, pay attention. Opponents coming with apprehension. We stay on top of our division. Went from BCS buses to playoff contenders. We on the rise up. Now the boys mad. We have to tighten them boys up. We here for the crown.
We do need to tighten.
We on the rise up. Now the boys mad. We have to tighten them boys up. We here for the crown.
Thanks again to K. Scott for letting us use his song Rise Up. Give him a follow on, I don't know, wherever you get your music.
iTunes.
Yeah,
Buy it. Buy his stuff. He's got other stuff out.
Yeah, I think he just came out with another song. Anyways, we're
Support
Utah
him.
football fans. I almost forgot the name. Utah fans, Utah football fans podcast. It's just me and Gary tonight. James is, I don't know where he is.
James is out of town doing business.
Oh, he has to
He's
earn
in
a
Florida.
living.
He flew into Florida.
Oh, okay.
He was in Las Vegas, and then he had to go to Florida.
That sounds fun.
He's going to a Florida Florida Panthers and Boston Bruin game tomorrow night. For those who like hockey,
That sounds
that'd
fun.
be fun.
That's so fun.
But yeah, he's out for tonight.
So it's
Unfortunately.
just us, and we get to analyze Saturday.
And Saturday.
Before we do, follow, like, subscribe, give us a good review, please, please, please. I do want to give a shout out to someone I met on Saturday who she listens. Her name's Nancy Henry.
Hey, Nancy.
My daughter and her daughter are on the same soccer team, and she made the connection. She listens. I think her son listens too. I didn't catch his name, so I apologize for that, but just wanted to say hi and thank you for listening.
Our neighbors. Likewise, our neighbors at our tailgate spot.
Oh, yeah.
Nico's, I think that's how you say it. At least one or two of them listen, so a shout out to them.
Thanks for listening. All right.
Well, here we are.
We have to talk about it.
Yeah, sort of. You know what? Let me go here though. Before we're not going to just jump into the Oregon State game.
Okay, we're gonna do
Okay.
other things.
We'll lead into that, but let's. We've stated this before at the start of the season, and it's the same thing right now. The reality is, all of our goals are right there, still attainable, and they are all in our hands. We're not dependent on anybody to win or to lose at this point.
True.
It's all up to Utah. If they win out, they would be in. No one can stop us if we win out. So now look, when the season began, if there's anybody who actually thinks or thought that we're going to go undefeated, okay, that's stupid.
That's
okay. That's not the goal. You can't have that. And we all hope for great things, obviously, but to think, are we going to be in the top 5? That's not the goal. That's not what you ever hear Utah talk about.
No.
What you hear about, you tell me what you think, is it's always number one is we win the South.
Yeah. And
then once you win the South, you win the Pac-12 championship game. And then from there, that puts you into the Rose Bowl.
Whittingham never even goes that far, though.
That's true. It's always the South. But that's the progression.
Well, it is, but he's very much take it one at a time kind of guy, and we know that with every time we go to a preseason event with him, a lunch or whatever, and everyone always asks him, he always gets the same question, what game on the schedule are you looking forward to? He always will say whatever the first game is. He never will look past farther than what's right ahead of him, and I think that's what you're saying. Winning the South is his only goal. That's the only thing he has in mind. That's the only thing he makes his team work for. He's not thinking past that. But it's the progression, like you said. If you win the South, you're in the championship. So then, of course, your goal is to win the Pac-12.
And
if you win the Pac-12,
it's
you go
the
to
Rose Bowl. The granddaddy of them all. So I know that we're all disappointed, and I'm disappointed, and it wasn't a fun game. And, the season began as it did. It was terrible. We turned it around, had a bit of a winning streak. Then we had last Saturday, and, yeah, it was very disappointing. But, okay, back off and say, I mean, everything we want to gain, it's still there for us, and it's in our hands. So, the thing, I mean, granted, if we would have won that game, it would have just made a much bigger separation for us.
Well, it would have been
made it a little easier for us.
A lot easier, yeah.
In some ways, but it didn't. But here we are, and the reality is, it's all still right there. So, come back away from the cliff. We're okay. That's my thought on that. Second of all, I was reading on Utah football fans on Facebook.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. And if you're listening, dude, I can't remember your name. I'm not going to say it anyway. But I was reading somebody, and he was basically saying that the season is a loss. It's a crap season. This after the Oregon State game, and that he's just throwing this season away and just is going to look forward to next season.
Why?
Because we suck in his mind. And I thought, okay, see, this is weird. Again, the goals are all right there, and it doesn't make any sense to me.
Aren't we? We're halfway through.
Got 5 games left. Yeah.
6. I think we have 6 home because
5.
We have 3 home games left. Right, and then 2 away. Stanford and Arizona.
5 games.
That's 5, not 6. I can do math.
No, I'm just saying
But we're halfway through the season.
So that was his view, and I'm thinking to myself, this might sound weird. This is fun.
Yeah.
This is fun, and it should be fun. Now, that doesn't mean I'm not like wanting to break a chair after some games and stuff like that, and the disappointment. But freaking, this isn't life and death.
No.
Okay, this is football, and this is fun, and the competition, and the ups and downs of it all, and the fight and the battle. When things aren't going good and we're still in it and we're still fighting, we should be enjoying this stuff. That it's the competition of it. So, I don't get guys who just lose their whole life and everything's, their life is worthless now and want to kill everybody and fire everybody. And I'm just saying, look, yeah, I get disappointed as much as any other person, but I got to say, we should be enjoy the ride. Let's have some fun with this.
I just still can't.
Or am I nuts?
No, I'm not one to jump off the cliff and say the season's over, because that's just ridiculous. But have we not, Utah fans? And I was super disappointed in our fans on Saturday, specifically on our Facebook group. We have talked about this. It's only been a few weeks since Aaron's passing. We've talked about what's already happened in this season. It feels like there's been 5 seasons worth of crap happen in this one season. It's been a lot. You cannot expect us to just go win every game. I think, and so like you're saying, have you not learned anything? There is more to life than this football game. We all love it so much, but give these dudes a break. First of all, that's my first thought. Second of all, I think coming off of ASU, and it was we talked about it was like an emotional game, and everyone was so into it, and it felt amazing to come back and win that. And I think everyone had this just expectation, oh my gosh, we're so good now, we're gonna just kill everybody. And Oregon State was a good team. They're not the Oregon State from a few years ago. And I haven't watched them leading up to this. This was, I just haven't watched any of their games. I mean, they were not the Oregon State from a few years ago. And Utah fans, we're always going to lose games that you think we're going to win in the Pac-12, and then you're going to win stuff you think you're going to lose. That's just how it goes. It's not reason to throw away the entire season. We can still win the freaking South.
We can still
yourself.
We can still get to the Rose Bowl.
Yeah. Yeah.
If we got there, every Ute fan would
Yeah,
He's so excited.
Is that guy gonna come back and join
you coming
the
back?
fan
You're
base
quitting
again?
right now. You coming back? I mean, it's honestly, it's still out there. I don't know. It's Utah. We're not going to lose just 1 or 2 games every year. No team does that. Now, that doesn't mean that our team is bad. I think everybody who's played any sports, team sports, or watches any team sports, there are times when a team has talent, real talent. In fact, you know that overall they have more talent than the team they're competing against, and that other team beats them.
Yeah.
Like in playoff series, you know one team has a ton of talent, more talent than the other, yet they lose the series. A team has to come together. All teams have talent, but you know, it's all these individuals have to come together as a team to win. And sometimes it just doesn't come together. What I'm trying to say, I guess, is Utah, I think they have the talent. They're just young. We're a young team. You have to be real.
Young.
Have to be real. Some growing pains with it, but I believe Utah has talent. But just with what's gone on and just the way things go sometimes, we're battling through some of those defeats that we're having. And but that's the way it is some years. And some years we're gonna be 9-1 or whatever it is, 9-2 or whatever.
That's the way it
and
is.
we're gonna lose 4 or 5 in a season.
Yeah, but I feel like that's how it's been since we joined the Pac-12.
Yeah, except you can't look at like last year, the COVID year.
No.
Before that, though, we were in the Pac-12 championship game
2 years in a row.
Back-to-back years. Let's remember that.
Right.
Then last year was whatever. And then we're in this year, we're not as good as 2019. However, we're in the battle. So, dang, let's have some fun. This is fun.
We've had that conversation before. Would you rather be an Alabama where you just know every week you're going to roll over them and win? No, I just feel like that would get so old and boring.
I'm not sure if I would.
I think you'd like it for a season or 2 or 3 or 4, but not like 15 years in a row.
Kick the crap out of everybody all the time? That'd be fun. But that isn't going to happen.
It'd be boring. But no, that's not. I mean, even the front runners in the Pac-12. Look at freaking Oregon.
Yeah, we'll talk about them a little bit in a minute.
They suck.
Okay, let's. I'm going to give you my simple summation and analysis of the Oregon State game. I could go through all the stats.
Yeah, okay.
I've got them here, but you watched it, people, and you watched it.
Sure did.
We all watched it. And for me, it's this simple. And the bottom line is our defense got the crap kicked out of them. They were manhandled.
Yeah.
And that's the bottom line of it, in my view. We couldn't stop the run. And when they threw the ball, they made some big plays through the air. It was just their guy beat our guy throughout the entire game. And the thing is, I listened to the press conference with Whittingham. He basically just said what I said.
Oh, Coach Gary.
If you listen to it, that was the the Gary summation. But that's essentially what he said. And then after listening to the players after the game on Saturday, both Riley, whatever's, and Mitchell. they were asking the players, did they do anything that was different or unexpected, or did they change up stuff to make kind of fake out? And every one of them said, no. They did exactly what we thought they were going to do.
We got burned.
And essentially that's what Whittingham said. And that's the bottom line. I'm not going to go over the stats, who had more stats and all that stuff, because I watched the game. And what happened was our offense had the points. Our defense got steamrolled. And it's like we've said this before, is when you play sports, what it really comes down to, whether it's a team sport or even an individual sport, it's you on another person. Who's going to win the battles most of the time? And then in a team sport like this, cumulatively, of all the players, who's going to dominate those one-on-ones? They kicked our butt. They dominated. That's my summation. That's what happened. Even Whittingham said our offense played good enough to win the game. Now, yes, I get it that people will say, and the offense will say, well, if someone scores 50, you need to score 51. Okay.
That's math.
I get that. And I understand. I get the fact that we two fourth downs, we couldn't score touchdowns. I think we were 8 times in the red zone and came away with 4 touchdowns. We have to have a higher percentage than that. All of that. I get all of that. I'm rambling here a bit, but I get all that. But even Coach Witt said our offense played good enough to win, and they did. Our defense got beat up.
Well,
That's it.
They did. I mean,
Amen.
Amen. Episode over. We're
amen
done.
and amen.
I mean,
what do you think, Jesse? Call me up. Tell me what you think.
He will. He'll give you his thoughts, his notes.
Yeah, give me your notes.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't the defense that we had seen the week prior, is what it felt like. Because I'll clarify in the second half of the week prior at ASU. Because ASU, we stopped the run. We were able to make these walls. It would stop them. We could not stop them. We just couldn't stop them. So yeah, it was the defense, but I have to go to the times in the red zone we went 3 and out, and then kicked a field goal, missed a field goal, whatever we did.
50-yarder. Get it?
Didn't score a touchdown. I mean, you can't just negate those. I get what Witt's saying is that the offense played well enough, but they didn't because they had all these chances to score and they couldn't do it. Stuff just wasn't clicking. It just wasn't happening.
I agree. I mean, but for me, it was this one was on the D, and that's what's weird because that's not Utah football typically. If Utah scores 34 points, we're going to win games because our D. Because all you have to think about is even with the stuff that we didn't do good offensively, if our defense would have stopped them, we didn't stop them. I don't think in the whole second half. If we would have stopped them 2 or 3 times, we would have killed them.
True.
That's how I look at it. But 6 yards of carry and stuff like that, they kicked us all over. And it wasn't just the run. And they made some big throws. And hey, I'll stick to it. I'm not letting the offense completely off the hook. But hey, they made some great plays. The defense got worked. That's it. There it is.
Yeah. It just wasn't. It wasn't happening. Something wasn't clicking.
I will say though, let's see here. We've done this stat before, or this rating before, the QBR, college QBR. And this is of course quarterback rating, and it's a little more expansive than just yards,
right?
Completion percentage. It's a combination. It's a little complicated, so look it up, but it's called the QBR. And it has to do not only with passing yards and receptions, percentages, but also running. It puts into account it takes into account the team you're playing and their defense, and just a bunch of other stuff. And that's how it comes up with the ranking. And you can look up how they do it and who's ranked. Number 1 in the nation is C.J. Stroud, who's the quarterback for Ohio State. Then you have number 2 is Bryce Young. He's Alabama.
Shocking.
Number 8 is Cameron Rising.
Out of the whole country. His QBR. He was, as of last week, which I did not know, he was number 5 apparently. Oh my gosh.
This week his numbers weren't as good, so he dropped to number 8. But QBR of all quarterbacks, Cameron Rising. So
Jeez.
that's a positive. That's cool.
Well, and last week when we were previewing the Oregon State game and we were looking at the stat comparison, I remember you had it pulled up, and Cam Rising and the Oregon State quarterback, they had almost identical stats. But then it struck me later, as I was thinking about it later, it's like, well, but Cam Rising has played 2 or 3 less games than the Oregon State quarterback. So he already had almost identical stats as Oregon State. Who's the Oregon State quarterback? I don't remember his name.
Chance Nolan.
Okay, as Nolan. But that's 2 or 3 games less than Chance Nolan. So
But Chance Nolan, see, that's the thing is, you this takes into account a lot of other factors. Too complicated for me to go through right now. But they could have the same number of yards, passing yards, and even a completion percentage. But then there's some other things. For instance, Chase Nolan of Oregon State is ranked 16th in the nation on the QBR.
wow. I mean, Rising had a good game. I am so terrified of him getting hurt because he runs, which is great, but he took a couple hits that just made me so nervous that he's going to get up from those.
Yeah, his legs are a threat. So
Yeah.
he needs to use it, but he needs to get out of bounds or slide at times. He can't. Again, Witt actually addressed this, is that Rising is so competitive, he just goes that extra. But that, in his mind, he's doing it because he wants to win so much. Well,
That's where you get hurt.
for us to win, you need to be on the field, so you got to reel it in and get out of bounds or slide or something, because he took a couple of hits,
Yeah.
which were, I give him so much credit. But anyway, I'm with you on that. He can't, we can't.
You can't get hurt because
And he's still a rookie.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's fantastic. But yeah, I thought that was interesting. QBR. Let's keep an eye on that.
Number 8 in the
because he's
country.
doing well. He's doing well. So, well, this week we did put out some poll questions. We should look at those.
To our infighting Facebook group. People, stop fighting so much with each other. Why is everyone fighting with each other? We're all Utah football
fans.
Fans.
Good grief.
We're all fans. Go. There was so much fighting with each other on Saturday. It was driving me crazy. Anyways,
So,
Side note.
feel better now?
no, not really, but
All
it's
right.
fine.
We did 4 questions. Let's talk about them.
Okay.
What your view is on it. The first was simple. Who wins this Saturday, Utah or UCLA? And Utah wins. 91% voted that Utah wins the game.
Okay. 9% of you.
Voted UCLA, and I thought, okay, well, I'm okay. I'm good with. I mean, it's interesting, all the guys that bitch about the team, yet
91%.
91% say Utah's going to win. And I got to say, of course, I voted that Utah's going to win.
Sure.
But I thought it would be a little closer than this. This is a little bit weird to me. I got to admit, because UCLA is good. And so over 90%, I guess that's a fan base. Well done, fan base. But don't you think it would have been
Well, it is strange.
like 75-25?
It is strange because it's a contrast to what I just said of all the
I
fans
know,
that were
that's what-
freaking out on Saturday. I think for me, especially, it's the home field.
That's a big deal.
It's a huge deal that we are playing them at home. And 8 p.m. should be a good crowd. I know it's Halloween, quote unquote, but
That's fun.
you have to be there, people. Come on, be there. So, yeah, I
Put
think
your costumes on.
I think Utah will win. Put your costumes on.
91%. 9%. That's impressive, I'll say. So, by the way, thanks everybody who participated in the poll question. So, then let's see. The second was, Who wins the South? And I put Utah, UCLA, Arizona State because USC is not going to do it. So it's a three-horse race right now. Okay, so
that's you. That's your phone buzzing.
Busy.
We're doing important things, people.
So
that's loud.
It is loud. No name to it, so I'm not calling you back.
Spammer.
Okay, who wins the South? 84% said Utah.
Okay.
5% said Arizona State. And 10% UCLA. Again, it's the same thing you just said. It's like people are like jumping, like the guy that's quitting the season.
Yeah.
And on the Facebook page, you would think no one would pick Utah because so many people are crazy.
Oh, yeah, that's what it was. Everyone was acting
going
like.
crazy. And then you throw out a poll, and I guess then, so what that's saying is never mind. I won't say it. According to the poll of the Utah football fans or Facebook page, 84% wins the South. I mean, again, I find that pretty. That amazes me.
This Saturday is. I can't say it will determine everything because it won't in reality, but this Saturday is huge. We said that about USC, and then we said that about ASU. This is the next. We have to beat UCLA because, again, we need to have that tiebreaker. They are in contention, I think. Well, ASU, I don't know.
Well, don't you find it interesting that minor amount here, but UCLA came up second and Arizona third in that grouping? I mean, I'm surprised it would have been Arizona State because Arizona State's ahead of that right now.
But we've already beat Arizona State, so
no,
I think maybe
I'm
that's...
talking about, Utah. We picked Utah, but then everyone said UCLA would be the next bet, probably UCLA and Arizona State, when I would probably have thought Arizona State would get more votes than UCLA, but interesting. I'll say this about Ute fans is that we're optimistic still. That's fantastic.
That's the positivity I am looking for, Utah fans. Keep the positive.
Yeah, be positive. That's what I'm saying.
Put the positive vibes out in the universe. Enough with the negativity. We get so much freaking negativity from everything else. This is supposed to be fun.
This is fun, even when we're pissed off because we lost and got our butts kicked. It's
even
still,
when you're
still fun.
When you're swearing at the TV, which I never do, never. You know, my 10-year-old, she's all into that. When you swear, it's really bad. So now I freaking can't say anything in front of her.
Well, tell her not to come and watch a game with us.
I swore the other day. I don't know. I don't remember why. You just, as you do. It was probably the football game.
There's three things that it's okay to swear at. Okay, there's three things you can do.
Okay.
Plumbing.
Okay.
There is absolutely nothing wrong with throwing swear words out left and right when you plumb.
Correct.
That's just part of the game. That's just part of it. Second of all, is freaking golf. Swear words are part of the game because, I mean, you can hit it down the fairway, just knock it, then you hit the next shot, and the next shot you hit it like 10 feet to the left. Okay, you can throw tennis in. Yeah. Swearing is absolutely, completely okay.
Completely acceptable.
And then watching your favorite football team.
Yeah, exactly.
Other than that, let's watch your language, everybody. But in this case, you're completely justified. So bring up your children correct, would you please?
Okay. I'll tell her that those are the rules according to Gary.
Those are the rules.
That I am allowed to swear when I'm watching Utah football.
Okay. I did put out there a poll, who's going to win the North? Ugh. And actually, and I put 4 teams because if you just look at their record, they're all within. Mm-hmm. They could do it, but anyway, I put Oregon State, Washington State, because mathematically, they're just like a game under.
Jeez.
I believe that's right on a couple of them. But anyway, 57% said Oregon's going to win the North. 42 said Oregon State. No votes Washington State, which makes complete sense. And I'm going to say right here, I picked Oregon State.
So did I. I did. I just think the way we've seen Oregon fall from grace, I will say, they looked so good against Ohio State. So good. And then who did they freaking lose to? They've lost to these crap teams. They've almost lost to even worse teams. Like, they're not what I think I don't know.
What are they ranked now? Number 6 or something? Did you watch the
No, I thought they were
UCLA?
10.
No, they were 8 this weekend. They won.
Oh.
Did
I
you watch any
that
of the
game?
UCLA Oregon game?
I think I watched the first half, and then I had to go to a kids' soccer game. Freaking kids.
You know, I'll say this as
So
far
I
as
missed it.
those kids.
Damn kids. I picked Oregon State.
I picked Oregon State. Now you caused me to forget
I'm so
what
sorry.
I was going to say. Oh, what I was saying is I was watching the Oregon UCLA game, and I don't see Oregon as a top 10 team. Okay, so look for the Pac-12. Looking through that lens, that's good for us. Okay, I'm happy with that.
Yeah.
But when I'm watching them, yeah, do they have moments where they're good? Yeah, but there's moments when they're not that good, and their quarterback I'm not impressed. So, hey,
I mean,
and then we watched Oregon State.
right. I'm going off of I've watched Oregon State play. You know, I've seen some of Oregon, but not to the extent that they've played us, of course. And so we'll see in November. But based off what I saw on Saturday, I'm going Oregon State. They looked real good.
I'm picking Oregon State to take the North.
You know what pisses me off? Remember, it was like our preseason episode right before the season started. We were going through those analyst picks,
Those
and
analysts,
they
yeah.
chose Oregon State to beat us. And
Two of them.
We were all pissed, and
Saying, what are these losers saying? And they were right.
They were freaking right. They were a good team, though. I mean, of course, you're seeing all over Twitter, rematch in the Pac-12 championship. I don't know. We'll see.
Hey,
We will see.
there's a lot to go, but do not be surprised
That'd be awesome.
that it's Oregon State, Utah
Yeah. That'd be awesome.
in the Pac-12 championship game. That could very well happen.
In the holy land of Raider Stadium in Las Vegas.
Pilgrimage. You can feel the power of the
death-
silver and
The
black.
Death Star. Isn't that what they call it?
Yeah. Oh, it'd be on sacred holy ground. Hopefully we can.
We could kiss the ground when we get there.
Okay, well that's the North. Oh, then here's the one interesting is as we all know, Devin Lloyd got a targeting penalty for hitting the guy in the gut with his helmet, which Witt thinks it shouldn't have been called. He even said that in his press conference.
Well,
Be that as it may, he got. I'm not going to talk about that rule because we've already talked about that rule. But he got ejected. Therefore, he's out for the first half of the UCLA game. So the question of the poll: what will the impact be with his loss of not being in the first half? And the way I worded it was it's going to be extreme, mm-hmm. or it's moderate, or it's going to be a minimal effect.
Okay.
With him being gone that first half. 59% said it'll have a moderate impact or a medium impact, I guess, is how we could look at it.
Okay.
32% said it will be an extreme impact.
Mm-hmm.
And 7% said a minimal impact. Now, for you who chose minimal, I'm not sure what team you're watching. I'm not sure if you know who Devin Lloyd is
Right.
or understand how freaking good he is. It's going to be more than a minimal impact for that half.
I'm changing my vote.
What did you put?
I voted moderate. I'm going extreme.
You can't do that.
Sure, I'm changing my vote. It's not going to skew your numbers. I'm just thinking to myself, I chose moderate, but as I sit here and think about it more, even when he's not the guy to make the tackle, when he's not the guy to make the sack, he is everywhere. He is the guy letting the other defensive players do their thing. Like he makes the impact for our defense. So I'm changing. I'm going extreme.
You're going extreme.
I am. What did you say? What did you vote for?
I went moderate, but it's tough. It's a tough thing because it's tough, especially with a Chip Kelly offense. The Chip Kelly offense tries to be a little more tricky, I think, than is like the Oregon State, which seems just straight up kind of run it down your throat kind of thing. And so now we don't have an All-American there. I'm hoping that with the guys we can bring in, they can be ready to go enough.
Yeah.
And jacked up enough to not have any major failures and be able to deal with it.
Yeah.
To get through that first half. I mean, I guess that's what I'm hoping, but I guess the bottom line is that by far the majority, either extreme or moderate, it's going to have an impact.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Minimal voter people. I'm sorry.
It's going to be a major impact. And I did pull up the comparison as far as team stats between Utah and UCLA.
Okay.
Because this is who we're going to be playing. And UCLA averages 33.5 points a game. Utah averages 32 points a game. So basically you've got 34 and 32 points a game.
Okay.
They allow 26 points a game. We allow 25 points a game. Their total yards per game is 416. Ours is 409. Yards allowed, meaning what their defense gives up. UCLA allows 386. We've been allowing 366.
So we're right together on everything.
Passing yards allowed by UCLA, 290. We allow 214. Here's a big one. Here's the big one for their defense is they only allow 95 yards a game rushing. We allow 151. So, now, the thing is, if you look here again, they 209 passing, 206 rushing. They are very balanced, and they do run the ball a lot, too. And we just got chewed up and spit out. And so there's some worries, but there's a lot of similarities and closeness to these stats. This is I'm glad it's here.
Yes, absolutely.
You've already said it, I think.
Yeah, I would feel very differently if we were playing in Pasadena. The home field advantage is going to play into this big time.
Utes, we got to be there.
So you have to be there, Utah fans. Like I said, find someone to take your kids trick-or-treating. It's fine. And then come to the game. Or take your kids for a half hour and then come to the game. Figure it out. I know there's been some talk, some question about UCLA's quarterback, whether or not he's going to play. Some people are saying he's not practicing, but that hasn't really been confirmed. Whittingham thinks he'll play.
Yeah.
He's their guy, but I guess he may have injured his hand last week.
He got hit pretty good.
This just came out about an hour ago. Our injury update sounds like our offensive lineman, Jaron Kump, is out for the year. So that is too bad.
Yep.
However, Tavion Thomas, Theo Howard, and Vontae Davis are supposed to play on Saturday, and all three of them had left the Oregon State game with injuries.
Excellent news.
So that's very good for us.
Who said that? Where'd you get that? I didn't see it.
From Josh Newman.
Better be right, Josh.
He's the Tribune writer guy. I think Whittingham had his weekly show tonight, so that's probably where it came from. But,
okay. That's some solid news.
That very much helps our offense with Thomas and Howard and Vontae Davis as well. So
yeah, we need him at safety.
With our defense. So it's going to be a game.
We need to be there full force. So here's I think everyone knows, but so the current standings in the South, Utah is 3-1, ASU 3-1, UCLA is 3-2. So ASU, the good thing is, and you've said it already, is the tiebreak with ASU is that we beat them. So if we end up with the same record, we have the tiebreak. That's why this game is so massive, because if we can beat UCLA, we will then be 4-1, and they'll be 3-3. And we have the tiebreak. We essentially will kick. We've got them out. Yeah. So
right. So
but
this
if we lose, then our record will be exactly as UCLA, and they have the tiebreak. And now it comes down to they're going to have to lose one more than us, and we lose control of our destiny. So to say this, reality is though every game going out now is basically the championships of the South is on the line, but this is massive.
This is big because this is our. So we play UCLA, then we have Arizona. Is another South team we play, and then Colorado's the other South team we play, and then we've got the two North teams, Stanford and Oregon. So it's like this is the big South game we have got to win.
And that's for the head-to-head, but. Okay, you just said them. So here's the. Let me do the schedule. You tell me what you think. I'll give all three: UCLA, ASU, and the Utes. So it's UCLA. You have to think in your. What's our odds of winning this game? How this plays out. So that we play UCLA. We go to Stanford. We go to Arizona. We have Oregon here.
Right.
And then we have Colorado here. That is our remaining schedule. It's not, if we go, say, to go 5-0 on that is going to be a chore, to say the least. So I just say, if you think we may lose one more game, let's not make it UCLA.
Right. It should be, let's make it a North team.
Anyway, that's our schedule. So here's UCLA's remaining schedule. Of course, Utah. Then they have a bye. Then they play Colorado, USC, and Cal. I think.
Okay. So ASU, or they've already played ASU. So USC. Maybe.
Who knows about SC? I mean,
that's a rivalry game.
It's a massive rivalry game, and it's at USC.
Know. Okay, you just never know with those games. Even though USC sucks, you never know.
And Cal almost beat Oregon, so who knows how it plays? But that's them, and then ASU, who has they have Washington State this week at home and USC at home. Then they go to Washington, and then they go to Oregon State. That's going to be so massive for us.
Yep.
One way or the other, that game's going to be massive for us. And then they play Arizona, which you've got to look at that. The reality is, if you're a betting person, that's a gimme, that fourth game.
Against Arizona. Oh, Arizona's so bad.
And it's at Arizona.
What did they say?
Arizona
they have
State.
the longest losing streak in college football right now?
I don't know. They're in bad shape. So there we go. But this is fun where we're at. This is
so much fun. Utah fans.
We're getting nervous and all this and stuff, but hey.
You can't eat all day Saturday because your stomach's just in knots.
Popping Pepto-Bismol.
Imodium, all that good stuff. It's so much fun. You can swear because Gary gave you permission. It's so fun. You get yourself a Mountain Dew.
Mountain Dews. Yeah. In Utah, it's Mountain Dew.
My Utah accent. Mountain Dew.
Speaking of Mountain Dew, this even has a hint of tropical fruit Red Bull in it. A little mixture in there tonight.
We didn't check in with Bird after he had his cocktail last week to see if he
didn't fall asleep for 5 days.
If he did okay.
Because he messed up the chemistry, Bird.
I know, that's what
I keep
I'm
telling
saying.
you, quit screwing with the chemistry. I had chemistry 101. Listen to me.
That means you're an expert. Just caffeine up for Saturday.
Okay, so it is, I think everyone knows, but maybe you don't know. It's 8 o'clock, kickoff, and it's the blackout.
So wear black.
So wear black. I mean, have you some Utah stuff in there. You can get black Utah stuff.
Oh, yeah.
But it's the blackout. It's cool. I love it. I love this game.
I do, too. There's something
That whole stadium.
so cool about when everyone's wearing black and when it's a night game and it's just like,
Halloween.
yeah, and Halloween. It often falls around Halloween, too. It's such a different vibe. I love it. And then the team's going to wear all black.
So all you freaks out there, this gives you an opportunity to let your freakdom come out.
Get your inner black hole freakdom out. We should do that. We've been in the black hole. We know what it's like.
Yeah, it's an amazing place. Among our people.
We've seen some things. So we should bring that to Rice Eccles. Everybody, Google the black hole.
Think of the black hole and bring it. Particularly Muss.
Yeah. We've done that before where we told Mus to dress up like the black hole. It was fun. Just wear black. Wear black Utah stuff. You can find stuff. They sell it everywhere. I do love it.
Anything for the Muss they need.
Yeah, so there's actually a few things going on at this game. So I've talked about before, this is the 20th season of the Muss. We're going to do a couple celebration points during the game just to really celebrate the fact that Muss has been around for 20 years. So there'll be a video and hopefully some shout outs from some former players and things like that. Maybe at halftime we're going to do something on the field. We'll see about that. But they also did just announce today they are retiring number 22 at the first quarter break. So please stay in your seats for that break. Both Ty Jordan and Aaron Lowe's families are going to be there. So that's special. So be there for that because that's something that we need to support. And if there's a moment of silence, stay silent.
Be silent.
So that's happening too. I mean, it's just, this game is big. So get a crowd. If you are a student and you need tickets still, you can get 2 free tickets and buy 2 guest tickets for $25 each. So if you have friends who want to come,
Jeez, come on.
Fill your seats. If you're not going to come, just be there.
It's going to be fun.
Yeah.
Again, I put it out there. Come, we tailgate on Guardsman.
Are we tailgating?
Yeah. Oh,
You might be there by yourself.
yeah, everyone's going.
I have children, remember?
Well, I'll be there.
Gary will be there by himself.
I'll have a fire pit going, so come on over.
The weather's actually
sign.
supposed to be great.
Yeah.
I just looked today. I think it's supposed to be like mid-60s on Saturday.
Yeah, well, not by 8 o'clock. It's
I
going to be
know.
in the 40s.
Maybe I can get my hot chocolate this time.
Just have your kids go by themselves and just come on over.
Well, they are.
Have Jesse.
Make Jesse. You know what? I should make him. Jesse, I'm going to make you stay because I had to leave the dang Weber State game when there was a lightning storm. So maybe I'll make him do it.
Well, you had to leave.
I did. I couldn't leave the babysitter for 2 extra hours.
There you go, Jesse. You've got trick or treat
duty.
But I would imagine at the tailgate there would be some trick or treating. You can get some fine goods over there in the tailgating lot. I guarantee you can get some great merchandise and other stuff.
You might want to be a little careful, but you could get some.
Be the best game you'll never remember.
Exactly. I'm sure there'll be trick or treating going on if you want to bring your kids.
Okay, give me your score. Then we're going with jackassery.
Okay. I got the score right last week. I got
Bull
the wrong.
crap.
I got the wrong teams.
Well, you can't. That doesn't work.
But that's still impressive.
Do we remember what our scores were?
I got the score right. 42-34.
You can't switch them back. Opposite. That doesn't. No.
But I got it right.
No.
I know it doesn't count, but still.
I
That's
actually
impressive.
think I actually think I got the Utah score right again.
You
By the
did
way,
not.
I did too. Look it up. I just didn't. I just didn't think that Oregon State was going to score that many points.
Mine's more impressive. I got the actual score dead on.
No, you didn't.
Just the wrong team.
That doesn't work that way. Now, even Marcus, the prophet,
He didn't get it.
he didn't get it. I'm not. Something was wrong in the atmosphere or something.
I think it was a full moon or something
Something
like
happened.
that. He didn't.
The Marcus
get
even
it this
missed it.
time.
Okay.
Okay. Our score predictions sponsored by Thomas Orthodontics. Thank you.
Thank you, Thomas Orthodontics.
35-28. Haha, I took your score. Did I take your score?
You did. You took my first score.
35-28. That's what you get for going second.
I was going. I'm going 35-34 for the Utes.
Oh my gosh.
This baby's gonna be tight. I'm telling you.
A 1-pointer?
This is a tight one. What's your scores?
We'll put it on our Facebook.
Yeah, I'm going
A 1-point game.
35-34.
Gary. My stomach,
Hey,
my stomach can't handle that
Yeah, well,
on Halloween.
get your Imodium, your seltzer water, your Pepto-Bismol, and down it all.
Jeez.
Because you're going to need it. This baby's going to be...
Okay.
That's my feel. So, okay. In conclusion, give us the Jackass Award goes to...
The diarrhea duck uniform.
Oh, that's right.
Or the duck diarrhea, I guess I should say.
Oh.
The duck diarrhea uniform from our lovely friends up in Oregon, the Oregon Ducks. What the hell were they thinking? They said it was supposed to look like a duck egg.
No, did they really say that?
Yes, that's what they
No,
said.
what it looked like, I'm going to tell you what it looked like. It looked like a flock of ducks flew over, and every duck had diarrhea and just blasted out at the same time.
Green diarrhea.
Green diarrhea'd the whole team, and just little dung dots all over.
That's exactly what it looked
all
like.
over the uniforms. That is jackassery. Whoever comes up with that stuff,
look, Oregon
look it up, people.
Oregon has had some bad uniform combos in the past.
Yeah, they have.
I like when they stay more towards their classic. They have gone some extreme. This, by far,
the diarrhea.
is the worst. I saw a picture on Twitter where someone put a side-by-side next to a car that had been duck diarrhea'd, and it was just covered. It looked the exact same.
Same thing, just green. Yeah, little green diarrhea dots all over their uni. So there they are.
Sorry, Oregon.
Oregon.
You get the award for the week because that was awful.
That is the Jackass of the Week award. Now, if we had the Dick Award, we'd give you that.
We'd mail it to you, but
We'd mail it to you, but no, you get the Jackass
we don't have
Award.
that anymore.
So, all right, Utes, keep the faith. Keep positive. Let's enjoy this run because it's right there. Let's be there on Saturday.
There for the taking. We can do it. We're gonna do it. We're gonna pull it off.
Let's do it.
Yeah. Ready?
True.
Let's get it. I'm telling you why. You can see in their eyes, them boys ain't playing, they ready to ride. Shaking the tunnel, just screaming and yell. If you ain't ready, you get eaten alive. Taking the field with loads of passion. Swagging out with the flyest fashions. Cameras out and they steady flashing. Captains out, we about to get it cracking. Full of crashing in between those lines. You boys, we about to ride. We're a band of brothers and we stick together
I like
like
that.
a army mission. One
Blackout is cool.
We stacking them W's, pay attention. Opponents coming with apprehension. We
It looks
stay on
mean.
top of our division. We're from BCS
Intimidating.
We on the rise up. Now the boys mad. We have to tighten them boys up. We here for the crown. We on the rise up. Now the boys mad. We have to tighten them boys up. We here for the crown.
Go Utes, man. Go Utes.